Thank you for tuning in to Gloves Off Seattle. Your hosts, Patti and Meagan, will be talking about all things Seattle women's hockey. A huge Pacific Northwest welcome to the PWHL. Gloves Off Seattle! Well, hello, and welcome to another episode of Gloves Off Seattle.
Gloves Off Seattle.
Okay, guys. Not that we're in an incredible rush today, but we have two games to talk about because it is Thursday, April
Ninth.
9th. It's like April something. So we had a game, and it's Thursday. So we had a game on Tuesday night and a game on Wednesday night,
Back to
but
back.
back to back, which was unusual. Honestly, we were a little surprised by that. We didn't realize that
It
they were.
doesn't happen very often.
No, not very often at all, especially because they were both away games. So back
Montreal and Ottawa are pretty close together, so
totally understand, but like back-to-back home games, it's like, okay, well, we're at home, we're not going anywhere. We're playing two different teams that are coming in on two different nights, but like us having to travel from one city to another and play in the next game, play on the next day, that's a lot. I mean, it's a lot. It's granted, it's the only time that's happened this season, but I just think, hearkening to the conversation that the Vancouver head coach was having about, you know, in the post press from one of their recent games, he was just saying basically like, look at how much the two expansion teams are struggling, West Coast expansion teams are struggling
on the
and
road.
on the road. And he's like, it's a theme. Like he's like, if one of us was killing it and the other one was struggling, we wouldn't be able to just say, oh, it's because of the travel. But and I'm paraphrasing him, but I'm just saying like that it was definitely a conversation he was having. And and I think Steve has mentioned it multiple times, just the travel schedule has been hard. Just been hard, and they're learning and they're trying to figure out how to cope with it. So anyway.
That's why I hope there's some teams in the middle so we can
Yeah.
break up the
Yes.
travel and not have like go across 3 time zones or 2 time zones, and have to travel. So I think they're going to take that into consideration or have already because I think the announcements like
Well, that's the thing.
evident.
So yeah, so the other thing is that the last Takeover Tour game was on Tuesday night, and so the one in Edmonton, and so that is also kind of we're now waiting with bated breath, and we can kind of count down the days, honestly, and from when it was funny because I was on a live on TikTok with Ash in Motion last night, and we were talking about that because it was like the Vancouver team was announced a couple days before we were. But I said we can literally mark in time like when Seattle was announced because I said we started this podcast, the basically the Monday after
Mm-hmm.
the Wednesday announcement. So it's we this well, no, this will be bonus episode. So Monday's episode, which will be the next one after this, is episode 50. So then that's 2 weeks away from a full complete year. So then we'll know we're like, a week and a half away from when the announcement was. So we're basically sitting at 2 weeks away from the announcement from last year. So it's coming at any time, right? Like at any time we're going to get the expansion announcement. I think most people are assuming we're going to get 4 teams because that's what a lot of people have said. So,
Mm-hmm.
okay.
We'll see.
Yeah. So the first game we're going to talk about is Tuesday night's game, which we played Montreal.
In Montreal and lost 4-1 in Montreal again.
Yeah. Oh, we lost 4-1 when we were there. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't
mean,
realize.
sure we did. Don't clock my memory because
Yeah.
we
I
don't do
don't,
that ever.
I don't remember. I hardly ever remember
I
what the
think we
scores
did,
were.
'cause it was like 4-1 in Montreal and then 3-0 in Boston.
Oh, they got two empty netters at the end of that game too. The one we were at.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was right. Am I
I
remembering
think
that
so,
correctly?
but
Yeah.
as again, don't clock my
Yeah,
memory.
yeah. I just remember that we lost, to be perfectly
Yeah.
honest. And it was really funny because on last week's episode or this week's episode, um somebody from New York was commenting about like can you imagine if New York would have lost? And like like these are all the reasons why New York had to win the MSG game and the reason why it was totally justifiable. And I mean, we even said, and they weren't trying to like, knock us or anything because we were in last week's episode, we were like, we are very sad that we lost. We will never root against the Torrent, but we were also very happy for the Sirens to win.
And both can be true.
Yes,
We can both
absolutely.
live in our hearts.
Absolutely.
So yeah.
Yeah, but they weren't knocking us. But I just think it's interesting because it's the same, like we are just fans of the league. We are obviously fans of our team, the Torrent, and we want them
First.
to win and
Yes.
do as well as they can. But at the end of the day, any success of the league is a success for us. And so
Absolutely.
having that Madison Square Garden game sell out and be as monumental as it was, and it was a good game. Like
It was
it
a
was
great game.
competitive game. It was not a blowout by
Mhm.
any sense, and everybody played well. And Anyway, okay, we got to stop talking about that because we got to talk about.
Talking about
We
other
really don't
world
want to
cup
talk
stuff.
about. We really don't want to talk about this Montreal game if you can't tell. So we were. It was all scoreless in the first period. And the thing that I took, Patty was like, "Do we have to talk about this game?" I was like, "We do have to talk about this game because I thought this was very interesting. That in the first period, Montreal got a penalty for too many players on the ice, and then in the second period, we got a penalty for too many players on the ice, and that's the first time I don't think I've seen it called in our game. And I know it happens. Like I'm not saying like it doesn't happen, but I'm just wondering, was there anything that you noticed that was going on? Because I feel like that's a confusion thing, right?
Oh, it's definitely a confusion thing, and it's on the bench, and it's. I don't want to blame the coaches, but sometimes it's just when people are changing and lines get messed up. But here's the thing. Two things went through my mind because yeah, I realized at the time, like in the back of my head, it was like, oh, okay, there were too many players on the ice. I remember the commentators talking about, oh, I can do that math and let's count, and there were. I mean, they were legitimate penalties,
Yeah.
but maybe, and I wonder if Brian can,
Oh,
find this out, but was it the same lines person that called him both times? Like sometimes the lines person wants to be involved in the game, and that's one of the only
mm,
penalties they get to call. So I'm pretty sure the linesman called those.
I have no
I might
idea.
be mistaken.
Yeah,
Don't
you're
clock me on it.
100% asking the wrong person as to whether
Yes.
that's
So
okay.
yeah.
Well, yeah, so yes, Brian or anybody else that wants to let us know what you know about the that penalty. It was just an oddity for me that it not only got called once, because against once I'm like, oh yeah, there's just confusion on the bench and yeah, whatever, whatever. But then when it got called again in the second, I'm like, what is going on? Like it was just really strange.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay. What were we saying?
I don't remember.
Too many men on the ice. Too many
No,
players
we
on
were
the
not
ice.
saying too many. Okay, so we should start. We just got interrupted by our little one, and so there's going to be a little bit of a. And we're like,
And we're like,
what were we talking about?
what were we
But
saying?
and then Patty said too many men on the ice, and I was like, no, we were not talking about too many men on the ice. And I
No.
appreciate that the call actually in the game notes is too many players on the ice, or just says too many players. So
Too many players, but somebody also said too many. There's too many on the ice, which
yeah,
is a good, gender neutral way to say it. There's too many on the ice.
yeah.
And if
But
we,
players is very gender neutral, not gender
it
neutral
is,
too.
it
So
is.
I'm happy with
That's
that.
two more syllables though. Too many on
What
the ice.
else about this game, other than the fact that we were scoreless in the first? What do you remember?
I remember that I was at work and it was scoreless and I turned around twice and it was 2-0. So those two goals came
Very
very
fast.
quickly.
Hmm.
Yeah.
They
And
did. So I guess we didn't say that. We didn't say that I was at home and Patty was at work. So she actually didn't watch the game until Wednesday. This
mhm.
game was Tuesday night, so she didn't watch it until Wednesday.
And then I was in the car driving our little one to the Lego thing, and I was mostly listening and not watching because I would not do that in the car. So I was listening to the
Yeah.
game, because life happens.
Yes.
So
So it did happen very quickly in the second. They scored two goals almost within a minute of each other, just a minute and some change. The second goal, the Laura Stacey goal, was on a power play.
and it happened right after we scored. We made it 2-1, and then you're talking about the second goal for them.
I'm talking about the second goal for them. Yes, we didn't score until almost 10 minutes into the second. So I'm saying that their first and second goal during the second, so it was scoreless in the first,
Hmm.
and then their first and second goal came very quickly at 2:28 and 3:43. So that second goal, the Laura Stacey goal, was during a power play. So we had Anna Wilgren had a tripping penalty, and she was in the box, and that's when Laura Stacey scored that second goal.
Yeah.
Okay, they had a penalty at 5:50. Min Linkova. I'm sorry, I'm gonna butcher the name. Anyway, and then they killed that power play, and then Teresa Chefsal did get a goal at almost 10, and so halfway through the second, we were up. We weren't up, but we were
We were,
not zero.
yeah, we have the lead. So
No, no lead.
what?
Oh, we halved the
We
lead.
have the lead.
It sounded like you said we had the lead.
No, no, no.
The
We
lead. I
never
was
had
like,
the
yeah, I
lead.
never. Okay. Anyway, sorry guys. Yeah, a little disconnect there. So that was Hillary and I, Lindy Lobdell, were assists on that chef's goal, and so she was definitely on fire. I remember that she was working hard. And as it was the entire team. I think the whole
They looked
entire
great.
team they did look really good. They could just not get past
Yeah.
Adienne. Yeah.
Yeah,
So.
she was really
Yeah.
a wall.
And I think that I feel like the shots on goal were lopsided. Oh, in the first, so it was 6-3, and then 10-14, and then in the third it was 9-8. So it ended up being 25. It ended up being even. I didn't realize that, but in the first, it did seem lopsided, and the fact that it was 0-0, it was pretty obvious that
Yeah.
Debian was
She was on fire. And
killing
even
it.
one goal that we scored, I mean, she was totally pulled out of position and it was just a great pass. It was a
I
great
don't
pass.
remember that one now.
You don't remember it? That
No.
pass by Hillary that went under Debian to the other side. Like Debian was on the left side, totally there,
Oh,
and
and
Hillary
does
passed it
does
like
Jess all come around the back of
she
the
came around the side. She was on
yeah
the side,
side?
just like
Okay.
waiting. It was like a tap in. It was really a nice pass by Hillary.
Okay. And then unfortunately they answered very quickly with another goal, and it says the assist is by Debian. There's a that Skylar Irving
Oh,
scored the goal
yeah.
with
She
an
got the
assist by
secondary
Matt.
assist. So
Wow.
she passed it
She
up.
passed it and then they passed it again. Okay,
Yeah.
I that's not something you see very often. So
No.
that looks like that's her first point, right? Because with
It,
the one next to her
mhm.
name. Okay, yeah. So that was Anna Renee Davien's first point
Good
of
on.
the season. I think that's
She
crazy.
should have got third star. Or
Did
did she
she
get a
not?
star?
I was like, did
Maybe
she
she should have got
not?
first star.
Oh, she should have gotten first star. That's actually kind of shocking. But
No, she didn't get a star.
yeah, I think so talking about the three stars, Lena Lundblom, who got first star, had what do you one,
Two
two,
assists.
two assists. So I think that's probably the reason why that happened. So they're up 3-1 in going into second intermission, and it was a little disheartening, but I will say, we held out hope that it was not gonna just be the end at that point. I will say that it was a little bit heartbreaking in the third because we held them off the entire time until we pulled
Until
until
we
we
pulled the
pulled the
goalie.
goalie. And then they scored, and then they scored an empty net, which is what it is. I mean, really, so I always say like the real score is 3-1, not 4-1, but it's okay. Um, we still unfortunately didn't win. So that Tabin hit at 11:38. There was a 2-minute penalty at 11:38 in the third on Katie Tabin for a hit to the head. This is one that
Oh, was that the cross check to the face?
it says hit to the head. I don't
Okay.
know. That's what it says.
Okay.
So I believe that this is the one that originally it was started out as a 5-minute major, and then
And they
they
reviewed
reviewed.
it.
Yeah, it went to review because it was head. And so that's the rule in this league, that if it's anything head related, that they start with a 5-minute major and then they review it. And so it got downgraded, which I don't know if it was fair or not. I don't claim to know enough to, decide whether that was a fair call or not, but obviously they went to the situation room and they decided that it was, you know,
Two
a two
minutes.
minute, two
2 minutes
minute,
isn't vicious, but it was definitely, I mean, if that's the one I'm remembering, she came up and cross-checked like under the chin. So
does it say who she hit
I
in
thought
the,
I thought it was, I don't know.
hold on. Sorry, guys. I'm just wondering if it says who she hit because
I don't think, no, it doesn't say there. I can
it
see it
doesn't
right
say.
here.
Oh,
Nope.
it doesn't. Oh,
No.
okay. So anyway, so yeah, so they got an empty netter at the end of the third period and then won 4-1. So a little disheartening. And I will say, like, we went into Wednesday. So this kind of changed the way that we went into Wednesday, right? Because we felt like everybody started talking. Well, everybody has been talking about for the last week or so about mathematical
Mathematical
elimination,
elimination.
and so I did say that we would talk about that a little bit, the mathematical elimination scenario. And interestingly enough, we went into the game on Wednesday night with the do or die. We
It
had,
was do or die.
no, it was. And
Yeah.
so we had to win. So mathematically, we had to win in regulation in order to not be eliminated from playoff contention.
Yes.
So, and the math on that is there has to be enough games in front of us to catch up to the fourth place.
And we still need help. I mean, we still
Oh, no, no,
need
no. It would mean that
we're
everybody would
yeah,
have to lose in front of us the entirety, which they're playing each other, so it's almost impossible.
right.
But it obviously isn't impossible, because if it was impossible,
We
we'd
would be
be
eliminated.
eliminated. But it was 1 point. It was literally a 1 point differential, because had we lost or had we won in overtime, we would have been eliminated.
Right, right. But that's because the people we were playing would have gotten that point to go ahead of us, which would have meant we needed more. So, You know what I mean?
Okay.
Because we're chasing Ottawa.
Right. Right. Because are they the ones that
They're
are,
in fifth place right now.
they're in fifth place.
Yeah.
Okay. Um, so okay, so that's anyway, all that to say, this is math, guys, which is not my forte, but I will say that we did go into, and the commentators could not stop talking about it. And it was an important game for Ottawa, like honestly, like points wise. They need the points too because they're in fifth place. So right now they're currently sitting outside of playoff contention. So they need the points so that they can move ahead of Toronto, and they're right behind Toronto, like
I think they're 1 point.
within
Or
a
they,
point.
yeah,
Yeah,
they're
within a
one
point or
point.
so. So, again, talking about moving forward over the next, because we have 4 games left over the next 4 games, there has to be a possibility, otherwise we would be mathematically eliminated. But it is a very, very, very slim possibility for us to get in the
Very
playoffs
slim.
because it would mean that like all the stars would have to align and everybody would have to lose and win in the right orders in order to make us move forward. So it is exciting, and it is another conversation that's been going on is talking about, I don't know if you want to talk about this at all, but the whole tanking scenario. So the reason why, and I think some people didn't know this, I actually had some conversations about this yesterday, is that the reason why is that in the PWHL, we have what's called the gold plan. And so the gold plan is that once you are mathematically eliminated, you start accumulating points, and the person with the highest points after mathematical elimination
Gets top pick.
gets top draft pick. And that is when you get mathematically eliminated. So the sooner you're eliminated, the quicker you can start accumulating points, which I didn't realize either until, a couple weeks ago when Brian told us that was that I was like, and somebody said this to me yesterday. I thought it was when everybody was
But
eliminated,
it's
but
not a
no.
percent. It's not a winning percentage. It's just point.
No, just
Absolute
points, like
point.
absolute points. So the quicker you get eliminated, the more chance you have, the more opportunity you have
To
to
get points.
accumulate more points.
So obviously we're not tanking. We would have lost last
Right. So
night.
that was the whole thought is that if we were trying to just vie for a draft position at this point, we would have lost last night on purpose to get eliminated
Start
and then
getting
started
points.
winning in order to get the draft position. But because we came out, which again, this is our team has never stops fighting ever ever. They yeah, so they won last night. So we can talk we'll start talking about
Well, we're talking about it.
Yes, let's
So,
talk about let's talk about it. So we
playing in
played Ottawa
Ottawa.
last night, Wednesday night, and so that was in Ottawa. Sadly, there was a wedding reception for a couple that had just gotten married. I know it was really cute though because they both like worked at the arena. They were season
Met
ticket
there.
holders. Yeah, it was really, I mean, what a great idea to have a reception. And
Yeah.
actually, I don't know if you saw, Brian actually was like, "Hey, you guys should do a vow renewal or the reception to the climate pledge." And I was like, maybe we
Maybe.
could think about that. Anyway, but yeah, so the game was in Ottawa last night.
Coach Carla was not on the
Yeah,
bench.
Coach Carl. Yeah, so her assistant coach, and actually, I think that's the second assistant coach this week that has coached because the Boston Fleet coach, he was out. His wife had a baby, and so
Oh, congratulations.
their assistant coach coached and won, and they won, and they actually had a huge locker room celebration for her. They like dumped
No.
a whole bunch of water on her. She actually looked a little annoyed. She was like, like this is gross. But anyway, so yeah, but so long, yeah, Carla was not on the bench. Coach Carla was not on the bench, so. She is out, hopefully recuperating, getting well.
Fighting hard.
We're sending all of our good, healing, loving vibes out to Coach Carla and her family and everybody.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, cancer sucks.
Yeah.
Okay. So again, I was watching at home
I was at work.
and Patty was at work, so she was just watching the score.
I watched this morning,
Yes.
not in the car. I
Yeah.
actually sat down and watched the game, even though
Whereas I actually watched half of a period in the car last night because I had to run and get dinner with the little one. So anyway, so we started out. This is actually a very, very fun game. Yeah,
it
it was
really
a
was.
really fun game. I'm sure Ottawa does not feel the same way about it, but
No.
it was a very fun game because it was even. It was,
Back and forth, back
back,
and forth,
yes.
back and forth. So
Yeah, for sure. So they got the first goal within the first 2 minutes, which seems to be kind of the way it
our
goes.
MO.
Yeah. Katarova scored, which I love her. The kids call her Princess Leia because of her little hair that sticks out of her ear holes, which is really cute. So
It's
she's like,
really
yeah,
cute.
she's now forever Princess Leia. She just had a birthday too, and the whole team like pulled their hair out of their ear
I
holes.
love
Did you
that.
see the pictures?
I didn't.
Yeah, it was really silly.
I love
So,
it.
anyway. Anyway, so yeah, scored very quickly on us, and then we were just holding our own. And I said this to Patty, and when we talked in the middle of the game, I said they are looking good, they are connecting. Like I was like, win, lose or draw in this game, like whatever they're doing is they're doing it right because it looked really good. And
Mhm.
then Jada Habish scored her
Her
first
first
goal.
goal, first career
Yes.
PWHL goal. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, we're so happy for you,
Yes,
Jada.
we are very happy for
Wow.
you. Yeah.
We met your mom and we saw your dad. We didn't really talk to him, but we
Yeah.
met your mom. I so wanted to hug your mom after you scored that goal because I'm like, oh my gosh, I could just hear her
Yeah,
cheering.
I'm sure they were excited for you. It was, we met when we said this on this week's pod, but anyway, we met them in New York. So,
Yeah.
so Jada, congratulations. Yeah, tied us up for the first period with the assist by Megan Carter and Lily Delianitis, which was
Yeah.
also after
Uh-huh.
we're done with this. Remind me to pull up there's a picture that the torrent posted and it says everybody eats and it
I love
named out.
that.
Did you see
Yeah,
it?
yeah,
All the
yeah.
stats. Okay,
Lots,
we'll have to go through it
lots.
after we're done here because I just think it's like yeah, like everybody it felt like everybody on the team got a point, which after the game last night I said I'm like it showed our depth last night in a way that I
Yeah.
don't think we've seen.
That was her first career point, right?
Who? Yes,
Delianitis?
it's
Yeah.
her first career point. Yeah.
Yeah. That's
Yeah. So
sorry to interrupt.
no. So that's it. So I just thought it was really interesting because it everybody looked good. Everybody, the first line looked good, but it's like I don't think there was any first
Mm-mm.
line points.
Points. No.
I think everything else. I mean, I guess you could kind of call Kayla Barnes first line, but
Yeah.
she's a defender. Anyway, so long story short, there were no first line.
Depth
Yeah, there was
scoring.
no first line points last night, which again, it's like they shouldn't have to. They shouldn't always be doing it.
Carrying the team.
But it was really nice to see. So just firing on all cylinders last night for sure.
Yeah.
So ended the first period
1-1.
evenly matched for sure. There was no penalties in the first period, and then the second period was a bunch of penalties. But also, Serdachny scored that snipe of a and it's not it wasn't unassisted. Is that the one we thought was unassisted? Oh no, it was Caleb
No, no,
Barnes that
no.
we thought
Caleb
was yeah,
Barnes.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Caleb Barnes definitely
Because
unassisted.
that was the
But
one that we were wondering if there was Carpy points on, and because they normally play on the same line, but
no,
there wasn't. Okay,
no.
so Daniel Serdachny scored 5 minutes into the second, and that was assisted by Julia Gosling. And was that the snipe or was the other one the snipe? I don't remember.
I think it was the second one, but I'm
Okay,
sure Brian will correct us.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So. Uh, Then we got the answer, they got the answer goal to tie it back up 2-2 on the power play at 9:46. So that power play was during the Megan Carter cross-checking penalty.
Which was another stick to the face, wasn't it? She kind of came up and it was reminiscent of this of the penalty in the last game. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, it was.
Yeah, it was just like, come here, I have a necklace for you.
There was somebody, Julia Gosling got hit with one of those.
I think that was in the Montreal game. Maybe it was Julia
No,
Gosling.
that was last night.
Was it last night?
Oh gosh, I'm sorry guys, they're all mixing together. But Julia Gosling got hit in the throat with a stick, and everybody,
I think that
yeah.
was the one that they reviewed, I
Yeah,
think.
maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. And everybody was like, what the heck? Because she like lifted her stick and felt like it throated her. Anyway.
Yeah.
So that was yes, Megan Carter was in the box during that. And so yes, power play goal at 9:46. And then ending the second period, we are tied
Yep.
two
Lots
to
of
two.
penalties in that period.
Yes, lots of penalties. That's what I'm saying. And then in delay of game, Emily Brown. Oh shoot. Oh,
Oh, she lost her page.
I did. I'm getting back to it right now. That was weird. Okay, sorry guys. So yeah, Emily Brown had a delay of game.
Hmm.
Um, I don't know if there's anything. Oh yeah, Kayla Barnes got that boarding penalty, which actually it was definitely
Oh yeah.
warranted. And they were actually Ottawa was calling for a five, but
That was a stretch. I don't they didn't even review it, so I
yeah,
mean it was obviously 2-minute minor.
it was a 2 minute minor. And I think that I mean, I think that the player had the puck. Like, didn't they have control of the puck?
Yeah, but
Oh, it
it
doesn't
doesn't
matter.
matter if you
Oh,
have
how do they decide whether it's 5 minute
it's
or not?
like if your numbers are if your numbers are facing out and
All those things were true.
I'm
Yeah.
sure Brian will tell us, but there are a lot of it doesn't matter if you have the puck or not.
Oh, it doesn't.
No.
Okay. 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 So now we go into the third period, and third period was very, very exciting. It was a great period. So 2 minutes in, Daniel Stradacny, maybe that was the snipe because that was Lobdell, was the assist on that one.
That's
It was very fun for
mm-hmm.
sure. And then they answered, I mean, it was, 6 minutes
Later,
later. Yeah,
yeah.
6 minutes later they answered and they got so then we were tied 3-3.
Mm-hmm.
So this is, halfway through the third period. We're tied. And this is do or die guy, which is why it was so fun because I knew if we went to overtime, that means we're eliminated. That means no more,
And
playoff. Yeah.
overtime. No
Well,
overtime.
we
We could have,
we
but
could have gone to
yeah,
overtime, but it would have
it's
meant
yeah,
elimination. So it
not
was,
impossible.
it was definitely, they were definitely fighting hard for their lives in this one because I think they all knew too.
Oh, of course.
And the interesting thing is we chose not to pull our goalie. So that's the other thing. And so we went on the power play at what time was it? At 16:43. Emily Clark. Oh, that was right at the end of it. That was right at the end of it that Snodgrass.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
there
I
was
didn't
only a
realize it
few
was,
seconds
yeah, I didn't realize
left.
it was
Yeah,
two
yeah,
seconds. So
yeah.
okay, so anyway, so Emily Clark got a hooking call, went to the box, and so now we're on the power play. And that question mark was at that point whether we were going to pull the goalie or not because
Were they talking about that?
they were talking
Because
about
I
the
wasn't listening.
commentators.
Maybe I
Yeah,
wasn't listening there because
I
I mean it
believe,
was do or die,
yes, I believe the
even though we
commentators.
were tied.
Are
But
they going to go 6-on-4? Like that was
mm,
like the question mark. Like and I remember the commentator saying that, like, are they going to go 6-on-4? And they did not. Because I remember counting, because I remember they said it, and then I was like, okay, how many people are on the ice? And I was like, no, there's only five of them on the ice. They didn't pull the goalie. They didn't pull the goalie.
mm,
So then, yeah, at the end of that power play, Snodgrass got that amazing goal. It
yeah.
was a beautiful goal.
Oh my God, she came down the left wing and just she sniped it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So that was assisted by Julia Gosling, and then Davi got her first, or
first point of the
David,
tournament.
yeah, first point as a torrent. So she was the assist on that as well.
Yeah, that's
So
first.
yeah, so the power play ended. We're up, and obviously, Ottawa was fighting hard to get back in it. And so they pull their goalie. They pull their goalie to obviously to try and
Tie it up.
have an advantage and tie it up before the
They
end
needed
of
any point. I mean,
yeah.
they needed points.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So then Kayla Barnes gets possession going down, and this is an unassisted goal, so it wasn't passed her from anybody. She just got
No,
possession
yeah,
and
they had the puck and passed it to somebody else, and then she just got it and
yeah,
skated down the ice and
yeah,
just dinked it
and
in.
did it. So
Yeah.
anyway, that was obviously that was kind of at 1941. That was the nail in the coffin. We knew at that point we were more than likely going to win um, this game, and then and then it's like, oh my gosh, we won this game. Like we're not done yet, and it's insane. And seeing them all celebrate, um,
The
the
smiles.
smiles on
Oh
their
my God.
faces, I mean, and I guess to me, it's like they will never lose their fight, which was just so amazing. I mean,
That's what we think too.
they could have just totally gone to this one and be like, it doesn't matter. Like, we're not going to be able to make the playoffs no matter what we do right now. Like, why don't we just tank and start gaining points
But
for,
turn that on. Like I've said this and we've talked about it m multiple times. Like you can't just start winning at one point. Like you have to either have it or you don't. I don't know. That's what I
well, they
think.
can't. I mean, my hope is yes, we can just start winning. Like, I hope that
I
is
know,
a
but you can't say,
possibility
"Oh,
in the
let's
world.
not win tonight.
Oh,
We'll
and then
start
win and then
tomorrow."
start tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yes, I get
Yeah.
what you're saying. Like you can't turn it off and then on again. Like
Yeah.
that's what you're saying is like you either have to have the drive and keep moving, win, lose, or draw,
Right.
or just turn it off and be done.
Yeah.
And so I think I agree with
And I
you.
think karma's out there too, because if you're like, oh, let's lose this one, then we can start getting like that's just not the karma you want to put
Yeah,
out into the world.
it's
That
true.
I believe.
Very true.
Yeah.
So Danielle Serdachny with two goals
Goals.
definitely got first star, and we're very proud of her. And
Hmm.
then her roomie Natalie Snodgrass got third star.
First power play game winner goal. Is that
Yes,
what it
it was
was?
a game winner goal. Yeah,
Yeah.
for power play game winner goal. So very, very much congratulations to both of you. It was very exciting. No matter what happens for the rest of the season, guys, this game is probably one of the best games of the season, honestly. It was just the fact that it was so evenly matched, so hard fought. And again, like I can even call this one and say, oh, it should have been 4-3 because that empty netter to me, like it was an empty netter. Like, does it really count at the end? I mean, I know at the end of the day, like we're going to count it as a point, and I don't want to take that away from Kayla, but the reality is that Snodgrass won the game for us, and that was it at that point, and it was just, yeah, it was an impressive game to watch, back and forth both ways, and we looked good.
We really did.
Passing, communication,
50-50
rebounds.
balance.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, it we looked really good.
And for
So,
me, like my thing is like it was a second game of a back to back.
yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that just shows that we when we can pull it out. Like we played so well and there was no tired. No one looked tired.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm sure they have felt tired, but it was really fun to watch.
Yeah. So coach actually said I watched a little bit of the post game presser. You know, he said this is our third big road trip, I guess. And he's like, the first one we ended, poorly. The second one we won in Chicago, and then the third one we won in Ottawa, like at the last game of the
Oh,
road
the
trip.
last
Yeah, the
one.
last
Okay.
games of each of the road trips. So he's like, we're improving.
Love
We're
it.
improving. And I think that really, the conversation, especially the off-season conversation, I'm sure is going to be a lot about travel and about how do you combat that going from East Coast to West Coast. I mean, good grief. We understand. We just
Oh
flew
my
there and flew
gosh.
back in,
We're
32
still
hours.
it.
Yeah,
Like
I'm
I
still
couldn't go to a
struggling.
hockey game last night, let
No.
alone 2 nights.
Yeah. Yeah, still struggling. And so it's just impressive that they're doing this in general, but it is a new skill for them to learn how to manage time zone differences and travel. Travel's hard on the body, flying,
Yeah.
all those things. So
We're talking about that, especially like the college players, that just like played maybe one game a week, I don't know,
yeah,
and didn't travel much at all, I think.
yeah.
I don't know what I'm talking.
Well, I think they traveled. I just think you have to think about where all the colleges are too. And it's like there's a bunch of Midwestern colleges and there's a bunch of East Coast colleges. And my guess is like you said, is they mostly play colleges that are right around each other and that they don't do a big travel unless it's a big tournament. And then you're there for like a week or
Or a
more,
weekend or whatever, and
yeah.
you come back,
Then you
not,
come back.
yeah,
So I
spend
just think it's a
2 weeks.
different kind of travel and that they'll get used to it as the league matures. I'm sure hopefully as more teams get added, hopefully closer to us on this side of the world it'll be less rough, big, long road trips.
Right,
So, yeah.
right.
Okay, so that's the two games this week. We are still in playoff contention, which is great. Still last place in standings. I think we're 1 point behind
1 point behind
Vancouver.
Vancouver.
Yeah, Vancouver right now, which interestingly enough is our next game. So our next game is in Vancouver on Tuesday, April 14th. So
Mhm.
another do or die game. And they will be from now until the
We
end of
gotta
the
win.
season. Yes.
We need to win
It's
in
winner
regulation.
play golf, isn't that what you say?
Yeah, except we still have to play
Yeah, we
hockey.
still we still have
It's
to
not
play
exactly
hockey.
win or
Yeah.
play golf,
Yeah.
but yeah.
Yeah, so we will have to win against Vancouver, and then the two games in between them and then playing Vancouver. Oh no, Montreal is our last game.
Mm.
Anyway, it's I don't know. Anyway, that's what's going on next week. Tuesday is Vancouver, and then there's a game on Saturday. That's the I don't know who we're playing.
Saturday we're playing what? Saturday's the 25th?
No, the 18th.
Oh no, the 18th we play Vancouver.
Oh, we play them
Yeah.
back to back.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right, because
It's a
Ash is
home and
coming
home.
down.
Ash
Ash
is
is coming down. I'm
coming.
sorry. I totally
What's her
forgot.
friend? What's her friend's
Yes,
name?
Jordan, I believe.
Jordan, I
Yeah,
think. Yeah.
Ash, Ash and what?
We're bringing Vancouver fans
Oh,
into
we
this
are bringing,
game.
yeah, we're bringing Vancouver fans with us, guys. But you know what? We went to Montreal with Victoire
Yeah.
fans, so it is what it is. We have friends everywhere, and we're totally cool with that. And we're excited to get to have fun with our friends, win, lose, or draw again. But yeah, so Vancouver, I forgot we play them back to back, and then we have a game.
Minnesota, Montreal.
Minnesota and then Montreal to finish off the season. So they're all do or die games. Like at this point, it doesn't matter. We have to win in order to continue to be in playoff contention. But we don't care. We're gonna enjoy. We're gonna enjoy the end of the season, no matter what, and no matter how long it lasts. So.
Yeah.
The other thing I just wanted to shout out, we are going to go to the Seattle Majestics game on Saturday
On
night.
Saturday
It
night.
is their home opener. So
That's
they
women's professional tackle football, if you
Yes,
didn't know.
women's tackle football. So they only have 6 games in their season. Obviously, small new league, all that kind of stuff. So 3 home games and 3 away games. They have played an away game already in Oregon, and this is their home opener. So if you can come out, they play in Kent. So for us, that's actually kind of nice because it's south of Seattle, and we live south of Seattle. And yeah, it's at 6 p.m. and the name of the field was the French Field, and I
French
believe
Field.
believe it's a high school field. So anyway, all that to say, their tickets are very inexpensive. So if you have nothing else going on Saturday and want to come hang and watch a football game, and hey, if you know football, you can come sit next to us and explain what's going on.
You know
I grew up
football.
watching football. I know football.
Mm.
I know football. It is not my favorite sport, but I'm gonna try and really get into it because
Women
honestly, we
playing.
love women's sports no matter what. That's where we're
Yeah,
at. So
everybody loves women's sport.
yes, everyone watches women's sports. So that is our episode for today. What last words?
Back, I guess. Back to back, back home, backs
Mm,
against the wall, back.
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 I did say I was going to go over this graphic because I thought it was really funny. So it said the torrent thing said everybody eats. Full team effort from the torrent last night. So Kayla Barnes, 1 goal, 1 point. Lily Delianatis, 1 assist, 1 point. First
First career
career
point.
point. Natalie Snodgrass, the game winning goal, first career power play goal, and game winning goal. Lindy Lobdell, 1 assist, 1 point. First career back-to-back points because she got a point in the Montreal game too. Megan Carter, 1 assist, 1 point. Gabrielle David, 1 assist, 1 point. First point as a torrent. Jada Habish, first goal, first point, first career goal. Woo! Julie Gosling, 2 assists, 2 points, and leads the
Leads
torrent
the assist.
in assists. Daniel Serdachny, 2 goals, 2 points, now third in torrent torrent scoring. Sorry, and Corrine Schroeder, you can't leave out shutout Schroeds. 36 saves, seventh game with .900 save percentage or better. I don't know what that means, but I get it.
Stopping
She's
a lot of pucks.
90% or more.
Yeah,
I do
she's
get it.
stopping a lot of pucks.
Yeah.
Is what that means.
So, and she is, and like I will say that too. Like she's done a great job. She's done a stand-up job. So it was everybody eats. That was an amazing graphic. I just wanted to call that out because I thought that yeah, this was a team effort. 100% a team effort last night.
Definitely something to celebrate
And
look
we're
at.
celebrating. Yeah. Congratulations, guys.
Yep.
Okay. Onward and upward. Next game is Tuesday in Vancouver. Oh, the other thing I meant to say is there are people going up to Vancouver from Seattle. We are not because we have working kiddos. Sadly, we can't make it up there. We would love to, but that was not in the cards for us. So for those Torrent fans that are heading up,
Have so much
yeah,
fun.
have so much fun. Cheer for us. Be loud.
Go Torrent.
That's right. Go Torrent. Okay. I think that's it.
I think that's it.
Okay. Bye-bye. And that's the show. Tune in next time for another episode of Gloves Off Seattle.